How's it going, everyone? My name is JoeKoh27, and today I will be doing Resident Evil 4, both new game, professional, and assignment Ada. S- So we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Resident Evil 4.
So Resident Evil 4 happens 6 years after the event of Resident Evil 2, and Leon was sent to rescue the president's daughter, which was kidnapped by a cult. And this game is a very fast game. We're gonna move fast, talk fast. So the first enemy in the cabin, he dies in 4 shots, so we're just gonna put him down. And a lot of enemies in this game is actually optional, so you're gonna see me run through a lot of enemies without killing them. And also, I should mention about difficulty adjustment first. So basically, it stands for we refer it to as DA, which means if depending on how well or how bad you do at the game, the difficulty will change dynamically. But since you're playing on professional, which is the highest difficulty, that doesn't matter. Everything is gonna be locked at the hardest difficulty. It doesn't matter like how good or how bad you play. Which it might sound hard, but it actually makes it more consistent because the enemy patterns is less random, like depending on what difficulty you're on. So we are at the first fight of the game, the village fight. For this section to proceed, you have to kill a certain amount of enemies. I believe on professional is 16. I'm just gonna shoot the first wheelbarrow guy there and run into the cabin and throw through two very well placed grenades to get the remaining kills. First one through the window and the second one through the fence. And we should be done. Yep, there we go. And also, as you can see, I just jumped through that grenade. Well, this game has a lot of iframes. Pretty much everything you do has iframes, like climbing ladders, opening doors, vaulting over fences. So we are gonna be abusing that a lot. And here we got our first treasure. You're gonna see me pick up certain treasures in the game just so we can get the money and buy new weapons, like more powerful weapons. Mainly the rocket launcher, well, you'll see why. And now we're at the first bolt QTE section of the game, which is a boulder chase sequence. Okay, I didn't get it. So what I'm trying to do is that you can see there's a tree in front of me. If that QTE dodge, you press it at the very last second of the dodge, you can actually dodge past that tree. But if you miss it, you die. But if you get it, you save like about 1 second or so. So it's fine if you don't get it since it's a marathon. And now we are at the end of chapter 1-1. Also, an interesting thing about QTE in this game is this game only registers for the correct inputs. It actually ignores the wrong input. So for the Steam version at least, if you're playing on a controller, the possible inputs will be X plus A or LT plus RT. So you can actually just spam all 4 keys and you will get the QTE every single time. I believe other versions work like this as well. I'm not sure. I don't play the other versions, so I can't say. This is the Steam version for whoever is wondering. And for this canyon section, well, it might sound ironic for a speedrun, but basically we have to go fast because the enemies will move in real time if you're going slow. So if you're too slow, then they'll be in very awkward positions and they'll be kind of hard to deal with. But we're fine. We didn't get hit. There's no accident, so we're good. So we get the 2 key piece, and we can leave. And I'm gonna try to do a AI manipulation here. Oh, I didn't get it. That's okay. So there are certain ways to manipulate the AI in this game, like either by moving in a certain direction or maybe like panning your camera, and the enemies will like react differently depending on what you do. So if I do that correctly, that guy will point at me and basically just give me a free pass, but I didn't get it, so I have to shoot him or he'll grab me. And that's bad. So for this section, it's pretty much just a running simulator. So if there are any donations to read, now would be a good time. No? Okay. Right, so now we are at 1-3. And this pathway actually looks a lot more it's not as easy as it looks. It looks simple, but it's actually not. Oh, the guy gave me a good pattern, that's fine. Or not. I messed up, I got hit. That's fine.
Oh,
That
sorry,
was on me.
just a second.
Yeah, go on. It's fine.
Yes, we did actually have a $50 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much for that. And that went towards an incentive, which would, of course, be the Secret of Mana bonus hand cam. So thank you so much for that and trying to help us reach that incentive and our secondary goal of $20,000.
What are you selling?
So
What are
now
you
we are at the
buying?
first merchant of the game. The first merchant we are just gonna buy a rocket launcher, nothing else. We are gonna buy a lot of rocket launchers throughout the run because they're quite broken, and you guys will see why. And for this part, you guys might notice that I aim really quick, like up the tree and shot the nest. That's because I switched to a keyboard and mouse. Because this game you can actually hot swap, so for certain scenarios, if you're more comfortable with using either a keyboard or a gamepad, you can switch to whichever you prefer. Oh, and also if you're wondering like why do I switch to grenades when running, that's because if you're running with like this animation that's like you're not holding anything or you're holding a one-handed weapon, you actually run 4% faster. So that's why for long runs or when we don't need a weapon, you'll see me like switch to grenades or rocket launchers. Even though rocket launcher might sound like a two-handed weapon, but it's actually not since Leon carries it on the back, so he's technically not holding anything. And now we have another motor chase sequence. And we're gonna shoot these two trap wire down, and they're conveniently placed at your aim level, so you don't even have to waste time to aim. You can just aim and instantly shoot. I think we have time for one more donation, if there is any.
No donation at the moment, but I just would like to talk about the prizes that we have available today. Today is the last day to get some prizes. If you do exclamation point prizes in chat, you can see how to get entry to win. There is no donation required necessary for the prizes. We just want you to spread the word about this marathon. And if you've been watching the marathon, you probably have some channel points. You can redeem your channel points for a free entry. We have Perlers today. We've got some lovely Mario 3 Perlers, as well as some a set of Pokemon Emerald Perlers, and a EverDrive for Sega Genesis or the Mega Gear games.
Okay. So now we're at the first boss of the game. Is his name is Del Lago. It's basically like a lake monster that you fight him on a boat. And unfortunately, you can't use your normal weapons while you're on a boat. You are stuck with the harpoons. And the number of hits it takes to kill is depending on your difficulty. For professional, it's 12 hits. We're gonna do some very... Oh, I just missed one. That's okay. We're just gonna do some very specific movement maneuvers so that we can get most of our harpoons in. And he's dead. This section is actually, for me at least, it's one of the more difficult sections, especially when starting out. It can be really frustrating to learn. And because the patterns are so subtle, so if you're just starting out, you might not notice like what pattern is it giving you. But if you run a bit more, you can tell the difference pretty easily. And now it's nighttime because Leon took a good nap. So you're gonna get more grenades. And we're gonna switch to the rocket launcher so that we run slightly faster because we are not gonna be needing to shoot anyone until quite a bit later. Well, we do need the rocket launcher for a boss that's coming up. So, oh, oh yeah, so if you guys are wondering like why does some people they can just skip through the waterfall without having to do it the normal way, that's because they're playing on the 30 frames per second version of the game. Interestingly enough, pretty much everything in this game is tied to the frame rate, so 60 frames and 30 frames can have different effects and like different glitches. The waterfall glitch, for example, is only doable on 30 but not 60. So we have to do it the normal way. We used to think that 30 is way faster because of the glitches you can do. Like the glitches you can do on 30 frames is a lot more than 60, but I forgot who. I think it's a runner named Morse66. He figured out that I'm gonna take the herb for safety. He realized that playing on 60 is actually faster than 30, and the boss is dead. So that's why like people started to run on 60 frames instead of 30. So pretty much everyone runs on 60 frames nowadays. And as you can see, the rocket launcher, it sells for a relatively cheap price for 30,000 pesetas. And it one-shots pretty much almost everything. So we're gonna abuse that a lot. And now we're back at the church to save Ashley. And there is also quite a bit of downtime here, so if the host you have anything to say, you can go ahead. I'm sorry because the early game has quite a bit of downtime.
Wait.
Leon, shoot those barrels on that wagon.
So now we got Ashley with us. The game pretty much just turns into an escort mission. If Ashley gets carried away by enemies, you fail. You have to restart from checkpoint. Or if Ashley dies, you fail as well. So, and Ashley's AI made it just so much more a pain in the butt to complete your mission. I'm just gonna say that. Let's hope Ashley will not meme us today. Oh, and she just did. Okay. So now we're back at the village and we're gonna make our way back to the farm.
Follow me.
But this time through another door instead of the older door. So here we're gonna do another AI manip. We're just gonna do a wait follow me so that the guy inside will be behind the ladder. If not, he'll be in front of the ladder and he will grab Ashley, and we don't want that. And upcoming, the cabin fight is probably also one of the more difficult sections in the game for speedrunning. I believe casual play as well. So so the condition to get past this room is you have to kill 40 enemies on professional. I'm not sure if that value will decrease if your difficulty decreases. I kind of can't talk at the same time, please forgive me. So I'm attacking Lewis so that he doesn't shoot at the enemies, so that he don't stagger the enemies. So we can get the enemies, like all of them together at inside the cabins, so that we can use the grenade and kill all of them at once. Up to 9 enemies can spawn in the cabin at once, so we're trying to get that 9 enemy count before nading them, so to maximize our kills with the grenades. So after our 4 grenades, our kill count should be at about 23 to 24. And after that, we're just gonna camp the stairs and finish up the rest of the enemies. Vargas is very dangerous. Oh, and also, Lewis's kills also count towards the 40 kill counter, so ideally you want Lewis to do most of the shooting for you, and you're just here camping at the step with a shotgun. So you can say it has quite a bit of RNG, depending on how well Lewis does. And for the plagas, they can spawn up to 2 plagas at the cabin, so if you see any plagas, ideally you want to shoot their feet to keep them down at the stairs. Because if the plagas is over by Lewis's side, they can actually stun lock Lewis indefinitely, and he'll not be able to help you shoot anything because he's just getting staggered over and over, and you'll lose a lot of time there. So we don't want that. But we made it out. It's a wrong side. It's a pretty good cabin, I would say.
Follow me.
Good job, Lewis. Sometimes the enemy patterns can seriously mess you over. They can just decide to like go harass Lewis and stun lock him indefinitely. And we're gonna ask Ashley to wait there to do another AI manip so that the El Gigante will not catch up to us so fast. And also fun fact, if you're on keyboard and mouse, you can actually swipe these 3 chains with a single hit, like this. If you're playing on modern aim, that is. It doesn't work on classic aim, only on modern. If you flick fast enough, you can actually swipe all 3 chains at once. But if you're on a controller, or let's say you're playing on a console, for example, then unfortunately that's not doable. You can, for that way, you can knife like 2 chains and then 2 chains and then the last chain. And here we are at the gondola section. This is pretty much just a shooting gallery. Also, more downtime, so if we have any donations, it would be a great time.
We sure do. I have a $40 donation from Anonymous saying, "Good luck on the run, love this game." So thank you so much for your donation, Anonymous.
Oh no, I don't have enough ammo, I just realized that. I might have to reload. Let me get some more ammo. I actually didn't realize I'm running out of ammo. That is my bad. But usually you don't run out of ammo like after the cabin fight.
Wait.
I can't waste any of my shots then. I believe you need 13 shots to shoot all the enemies down. If you're on lower difficulties like easy, it's fine. They'll like just throw the axe once and they'll stop. But not on professional, they'll throw the axe at you several times. So if you don't have ammo, then good luck, I guess. Okay, there we go. Just right, just enough. Yeah, I'm gonna do some inventory management. You're gonna see me set up my inventory in a very specific way so that I can know like where the items will go when I pick them up. Because the way that this game sorts your inventory, your items go from top left, is start from top left and moves to the right. And if that lane has no more spots, it will move down 1 lane. So and then coming up is another boss fight, is the village chief, Mendes. If you're playing it casually and you're like gunning him down with like normal weapons, with bullets, he is very tanky. But for whatever reason, he's extremely weak to fire. So if you're playing on the 60 frame version, you can actually kill him before incendiary grenades. And here's a QTE and our first incendiaries. The second one is here. And that's the first section and the second half. And he should be dead. Yep. I think it's from the cutscene. If you watch the cutscene, he's actually very weak to fire. Like the cutscene after you press the QTE prompt, where Leon kicks the barrel down and shoot it, and kind of burn Mendes down. But I actually never noticed that until like I started running the game. I used to like just shoot him down and waste all my bullets, where you can just like kill him with incendiaries. But do note though, if you are playing on the 30 FPS version, you will need 1 more incendiary grenade to kill Mendes instead of 4. Here's another physics, I guess, that's tied to the frames per second in game. And now we are on our way to the castle. This is the last room of the village. We're just gonna unlock the door and be on our way.
Wait.
And we're gonna kill this truck driver or he'll run us over. And we're gonna wait a bit and run. The truck's butt actually don't have any hitbox, but the hit does though, so be careful not to run into the truck's hit. But after when the truck like tips over and its back is facing towards you or like falling towards you, you can run past that. It's fine. It doesn't have any hitbox. And now we're at the second merchant. We are gonna sell our entire inventory.
What are you?
And we are gonna
Is that
change
all,
it.
stranger?
Nope. And we are gonna change an entire set of new weapons. We're gonna get a rifle, the TMP, and of course another rocket launcher.
Come back anytime. Follow me.
I would say in this game, speedrun wise at least, the TMP is one of the most OP weapons in the game because you can stagger enemies and it has a lot of bullets with a very high fire rate. And we got the boulder catapult, sorry. We had the catapult section. We're gonna snipe that first guy, if not he's gonna give us a lot of trouble. And we're just gonna run past everyone. Let's hope we don't get staggered or maybe worse get hit. And we're gonna bait this catapult and be on our way.
Wait.
And we're gonna ask Ashley to wait there because there will be Ganado that tries to get Leon when Leon's doing the crank, but since Ashley is there, he will grab Ashley instead. So Ashley is a very good rope blocker or door stopper or door holder, whatever you want to call it.
Wait.
That's pretty much what Ashley does in the game. she can't do anything else, honestly. And we are in the swords room, so we're gonna go upstairs and take the gold sword first. And then we're gonna exit the room and re-enter because if you spend too long in the room, you won't have enough time to do it in one cycle, and additional enemies will spawn.
Follow me.
So we re-enter the room to reset the enemy aggro and positions, and we're gonna be on our way. And here's another example of using Ashley as a door stopper while we go get the castle key. I'm gonna bait the two shield guys and go and get the key. And we're gonna wait a bit for the enemy to come in so that we can use the explosive barrel and blow them up. And we're gonna be on our way. Come on, Ashley, we gotta go. And coming up is two of the more difficult parts of the run. Again, maybe for newcomers or maybe for experienced runners, I would say. There's a mini boss fight coming up. The Wolverine dude, his official name is the Garrador. He's basically a blind dude, and you have to hit the pluggers at his back to do like maximize the damage. And after that, we have Waterhall, basically the run's nightmare. We'll talk about that when Waterhall comes up. So we're gonna use a rifle, and we're gonna give 5 shots to him, and hopefully he dies. Should be fine. There we go. So the reason you see me quickscoping is actually faster if you quickscope and if you quick scope and fire, then waiting for it to load manually is you actually shoot faster if you quick scope with the semi-auto rifle
Wait.
for the default fire rate upgrade anyway. So the Gyarados takes 4 hits to the plagas and 1 hit to the body to kill in professional. And now we're at Waterhole. So we are gonna shoot these 4 guys because they're annoying. Oh, and we got memed. I'm gonna restart checkpoint because if you get wrapped, it will seriously mess with your tempo of the room. Sometimes that can happen if their hit is popped and they're still moving. They can still grab you somehow. So it's best not run into them. And we're gonna down this red guy. And we're gonna run to the basement. And we're gonna activate the 2 pressure plates to spawn Nick Frank and do the crank. Now leaving basement is a hellhole, I would say. There could be... Alright, we're good. I'm sorry. There... So many things can happen in Waterhole. Basically, you can never get the exact same Waterhole twice. That's why this room is pretty much a showcase of adaptation and skill, I would say. Let me see if I can get past this. Oh no, this is really bad. I should be fine. I'm gonna heal Ashley first.
Wait. Follow me.
There we go.
Look,
It's
right
not
there.
perfect, but we got it. So after the first section of Waterhole, you can just reset checkpoint and all the enemies will despawn. Basically anything can happen at Waterhole. It just comes down to adaptation. And now we're gonna send Ashley to the cranks. This part is pretty much the auto scroller. You shoot some enemies to not let them get to Ashley, and you pick up items and pretty much you're on the way. If we have any more donations, it would be a great time.
No donations yet, but I would like to just let everybody knowing what's coming up later on the schedule. We've talked a lot about the Secret of Mana run by Yagamoth, 1 player, 2 controllers. We're about halfway to meeting that incentive. But then later tonight, if you'd like to see your donations maybe have not only an effect on the world, but also an effect on the runners, we will have a Super Mario 3 crowd control race 100% between Mitch Flower Power and the Hacksaw. You will be able to donate to get coins to directly affect their game. You can give Mario ice physics, invert his controller, maybe summon a boss bass, or maybe just an extra Bowser around. It's a lot of fun. And then finally, to finish off the marathon, we're going to have a Pokemon Emerald run by Kizaron. Definitely key. I believe it is a key item rando as well. So you want to stay tuned for that.
Right, and now we are done with Waterhole. Not the best, but I would take it. An upcoming room is one of the most hated rooms in both, I believe, both casual and speedrun wise, the Novistadors, or aka the invisible bugs, insects, whatever you want to call them. I'm gonna take the flash here. Whoops. That's fine. I didn't mean to take the ammo, but that's fine. So I just turned my camera to the right so that the novice right there wouldn't jump me. My camera here has been starting to use more like camera manipulation. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's fine. So for certain enemies in a game, if your camera is not pointing like or looking directly at them, they actually won't be as aggro. They can still attack you, don't get me wrong, but it's less likely to get hit. And I think we're good. Yep, we're good. So there's total of 3 Novice Dolos rooms in the entire game. The first one is the least RNG, like because you can manipulate like pretty much every single one of them. The second and third one are worse, like they get worse respectively. So we'll see how it goes when it comes to that. So we're gonna show a flash to flatline all these zealots, specifically the red one, or a unskippable cutscene will play where they run into the corridor and the door closed, which that wastes like I don't know 5 seconds of time, and we don't want that. And here we are at the gallery room. We are just gonna use in a casual play, you would usually like chase the red guy down all the way to the turret and kill him to get a key. And it's super awkward to kill because of his positioning, but here we're just gonna use a incendiary glitch. I hope I get it. Yep, I got it. So basically, if you stand in a specific angle and you throw the incendiary grenade just right, he'll do that, and he'll be stuck here, and then you can get free shots on him. And you don't, and you can just go on your way. You don't have to fall into the turret. It's basically just he gives you a free kill if you can pull that off. This threat was not new, but it used to be a 30 FPS threat. We thought it was impossible on 60 FPS, but someone found it to be doable on 60 as well quite recently. So everyone just started doing that because it saves quite a lot of time. I'm just gonna stand here for a bit for that rocket to fire. Exiting that door can be a nightmare as well. There can be like a million enemies out there waiting for you, or there can be like no one. I'm just gonna kill that guy just in case. I play it pretty safe there, so and now we are gonna run through a maze to get key items and continue on our journey. So if we have any donations, that would be a great time, as nothing much is going on here.
I do have a donation. Empty Knuckle donated $1 saying he asked for donations, so here's a donation. So thank you so much, Empty Null, and really every dollar makes a difference. No Kid Hungry. For every dollar that is raised for this charity, they can provide 10 meals for children. So thank you so much for that donation.
So here's another place where you can see me like playing with the camera to manipulate the AI. So for the dogs, if you don't run in straight into them, they can't hit you. But when you turn around, at that point they can hit you. But if you turn your camera up, you can see them, so they will not jump at you for some reason. I guess if you can't see them, they can't see you. So that's why I turned my camera like way up. Oops. And now we're coming up on another Gyarados fight, but except for this one, we're just gonna bail. We're not gonna find anything. Also, for the longest time, I didn't know you can. Oh, don't run into the door. For the longest time, I didn't know you can shoot that bell until I started running the game. I thought you had to manually press the bell. Oh no. That's unfortunate. That's fine. I'm just gonna down these three. Oops. Down these three enemies and pull the lever. Be on our way. And we are gonna take a damage boost here. So one thing about the reload in this game, as long as you press the reload button, it doesn't matter if the animation plays out like completely. As long as you press the reload button, your gun will reload. So you can use cutscenes or like damages to like skip the reload time. So that's what I just did. And now we have Ashley back again. And we are gonna play sniper to help her at the top.
The door's locked. I can't open it.
And then they'll spawn a few enemies. The key enemy here is the red zealot. The red zealot must die or the enemies will keep spawning. So I'm just gonna throw a grenade. Hopefully kill all of them. I didn't, but that's fine. As long as the red zealot is dead, it's okay. So I'm gonna shoot that guy and continue to grab my items and let Ashley be on her way. I don't think he's dead. Okay, something's wrong. I don't think I killed the red guy. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't kill another black guy. Oh,
No.
yeah, that happens. That was my bad. So if any form of damage is dealt to Ashley by you, like it doesn't matter if you shot her, you knife her, as long as the damage is dealt by you, she dies instantly. So you have to be pretty careful when it comes to shooting enemies near her. And certain weapons, the bullets can penetrate through enemy hitboxes. Like for the rifle, I'm not sure how many can it penetrate up to, but it can penetrate. So I killed the enemy and Ashley at the same time. You have to be careful with that. Let's try this again. Hopefully we'll get at least 2 enemies dead. If we didn't get that one, that's fine. Hopefully it's the only enemy. Hopefully. No, I still hear enemy noises. What is going on? Hello? Why do you have to do this, man? I think the red guy is dead.
I can get out.
Okay, got it. You killed an national. She got in the way, yeah. So now we're playing as Ashley. This is probably the scariest part of the game if you're playing for the first time because Ashley doesn't have any weapons except you can use the lanterns on the table. And I'm pretty sure no one asked for this section, but Capcom just say, hey, here you go. Also, a fun fact, if you play this game on the Japanese release of the game on normal or professional difficulty, the Ashley section is actually rendered in the classic camera angle, like the original Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. But on the international version, for some reason, it's still in like the third person, like over the shoulder view. I don't know why. And also, even more strangely, if you play the Japanese version on easy or amateur difficulty, the section doesn't change your camera to classic camera. It stays in over the shoulder somehow. I forgot to take the other key item. My bad. I actually tried playing it once, like with the classic camera angle for this section. It's really awkward to control, and I would not want to do that again. It is not a very enjoyable experience, speedrun wise at least, because the controls is just so weird. So after we done the puzzle, and we're on our way back to reuniting with Leon. Also, for some reason, I guess because of character switching, I don't know why exactly, but as soon as the Ashley section starts, both Ashley and Leon will recover to full HP. So it's actually fine if you are like, let's say, red or yellow health before this, because your HP regens anyway. But this is the only part of the game that does this. I don't think any other part will regen your HP. And now we're at the lava room. I wonder how to get all the lavas in a castle and not destroying anything. That's a really curious thing I would like to know. So we recently discovered a new route, like a slightly faster route, which is we skip the chessboard at the Queen's Grail later, but we take the pendant here instead. It saves like 3 seconds because you don't have to watch the animation of the cabinet opening, the chessboard cabinet. And because this room runs on a cycle anyway, the entire room runs on a cycle because of that merry-go-round thing. So it's actually fine if you take this, you're not really losing any time because you have to wait for the cycle to be here anyway. The cycle will continue going even in cutscenes, so it's kinda tight in that room. Like if you get hit or get grabbed, it can seriously mess you up. If you miss a cycle, it's an automatically 8-second time loss. And now we're back at the Chimera wall. This is like the huge wall we see like when we enter the castle. And now we got the 3 piece of key item to unlock it. Well, this has long been a dream skip. Like there's been a lot of like theories and people has been trying to find ways to skip the Chimera wall since forever. So but after a lot of testing, we pretty much came up like with a conclusion that it's not possible. I don't know, but if you want to try and find a skip for it, maybe Your guess.
Wait.
It would change the routing a lot if a Chimera wall skip was found. And it would shave like, I don't know, probably like 20-30 minutes of time if you don't have to do like to get the 3 key pieces. And the ceiling trap room, you're actually supposed to shoot the lights like after you enter the room and activate the trap. Please die. Thank you. But for that room in particular, you can just shoot it before you even activate it. But if you try to do it in a room later in the mines, you will not be able to do it for some reason. And the 2 enemies on the bulldozer, somehow they stay there behind a wall for until like Leon came through. They both have 1 HP, so you can just tap them with even like a TMP or a pistol and they'll die. And now we are at the King's Grill room. We need to hit some precise sniper shots to pop their helmets off to spawn plagas, and then we can flash them. I miss. That's fine. Okay. So that last knight at the center, he can actually meme you. That's why I waited for a while there. Sometimes when you shoot at his helmet can just stay on and not pop off. And it would be really awkward if you don't expect that. So that's why I waited a little bit more to see if its helmet actually popped off. And now we're gonna do another AI manipulation. We're gonna spam the wait follow command. And we're gonna run around all of them. We're gonna bait the enemy to one side and run to the other side. Whoops, I'm not close enough. Alright. Now we are coming up to the second novice tunnel room. This room is pretty much just RNG based. They can mess you up whenever they want. The other boss here, they say no, it means no. Let's hope we get a good RNG. So we're gonna activate the bridge at flash instantly so that we don't get hit. And we're gonna shoot down the bridge. Oh, I got both. Nice. That's actually a really nice shot. I'm gonna flash again and try to run past all of them while spamming my action button so that I can kick. I can get the kick from instantly. And nice, we got it first try. That was a really, really good novice too. Actually, oh my god. Oh yeah, also you might notice now the novice stators, they can fly. If they're on the ground, then your flash can stun them, like they'll like just fall to the ground. But if they're flying, no, it doesn't matter. It stun them for like half a second and they'll be like back to normal again. And here we have to solve another puzzle by shooting the jammers and activate a mechanism. We have some downtime here, so we can do one donation if there's any. Oh, don't do that. We're gonna reload here while waiting for the dynamite to explode. Don't hit me, please. Okay, I should be fine. I'm just gonna run. And this bridge, you're gonna bait all 3 enemies to swing at us and run past them. That's good. And bait these 2 guys and get out of here. And the 2 Gyarados, we're just gonna shoot a rocket launcher, and the one with the armor takes 1 extra hit to die. It's actually a bit more tankier. So he doesn't die in 1 rocket hit. You actually need 1 more rifle shot to it. And now we're at the source.
Welcome.
And we are at the most important merchant in the game because this merchant can sell us the Striker, which is the most powerful shotgun in the game, both stats wise, and because with the Striker we're gonna be doing a very powerful and probably game-breaking glitch. So with the Striker, if you aim down with the Striker and before the aim laser is visible and you switch to another weapon, you will have like your animation will get stuck at like 1.5 times speed, so you move faster, you shoot faster, you reload faster. Now as you can see, I'm running super fast with the Striker glitch, or I'm gonna refer to it as the Deadman glitch from now on, because the original user or runner who found this glitch, his alias is Deadman, so we known it as the Deadman glitch since as long as it was found. I didn't get it. That's fine. So for that QT, I tried to do a very tight dodge. Basically, at a very specific time, if you step backwards, and the Verdugo will miss his attack because he thinks that you are there, but you're actually not. But it's really tight on the time frame, and I missed it, so that's fine. And he's dead. The Verdugo is also another boss that doesn't die in 1 hit with the rocket launcher, but if you freeze it, then you deal more damage. I forgot how many times exactly, but you do more damage if the Verdugo is frozen. So that's why you freeze it first, and you can just one-shot it with a rocket launcher and not having to waste all your ammo. And we're out of here. I'm gonna take some more backup heals just in case. Also, if I'm missing out like any details, do forgive me because I'm not really used to commentating and running both by myself. I usually have a commentator along with me, but today I'm alone, so please forgive me. So we're gonna buy another rocket launcher, but this time we are not gonna use it on enemies. We are actually gonna use it on a boulder that's blocking the way. So if you play this game casually, you would know that you will have to go activate the minecart and get the dynamite and blow up the boulder, but you can actually just shoot it open. I believe the PS2 version doesn't work. I'm not sure, but I remember that one of the version doesn't work. You have to do it the intended way. You cannot just blow it open with the rocket launcher. But I believe that's the PS2 version, yeah. And here we're gonna be doing our first out of bounds. Basically, if you're on a zip line with Deadman, you actually fly faster than the zip line is supposed to be, so you can make it back to the top of the zip line before the zip line even completely resets. So if you activate the zip line again, and you start from where the zip line position is currently at, which is about halfway right there, so that the zip line can like just bring you off the map or like the bounds. you can just bring it out of bounds. Because you're not actually supposed to fly that far. And here is the final No Vista Lost room, and the most scariest one, I would say. Then I'll shoot them all down. Okay, good. If they're flying, their HP goes really weak. You can kill them in pretty much one hit if they're flying. Please don't. Oh god, no. 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 Let me through. Okay, thank you. Oh, no. Please no. Okay, they're good. Yeah, so that can happen. Like, it looks like you're in the clear, but actually you're not. The noise that can like just go in front of you and just grab you. They can just mess with you like whenever they feel like it, honestly. So yeah. But we have a Discord for like the Resident Evil 4 like speedrunning community. We have a clips channel like specifically for clips. Like probably at least like 20% of the clips is people dying to Novistadors or like losing their runs to Novistadors in stupid ways just because they decided to just screw you over. It's honestly very annoying, but since this is a marathon, so we kind of just laugh it off. It's fine. But if you're like trying to go for a PB or maybe
Is
even
that Discord on the speedrun.com page for Resident Evil 4?
yes, that is. So if any of you guys are interested in running a game or like learning how to run the game, you can actually go to speedrun.com and look up Resident Evil 4. I believe both the Steam boards and the console boards have the same Discord link. You can join the Discord and we have a ton of resources there. And now we're in the mines section. There's actually not much to talk about here. Hold up, oh, one more thing. So this is the second ceiling trap room, but except for this one, you have to wait for it to be activated, and then you can shoot the lights down, or it doesn't work for some reason. I'm gonna move so that it don't hit me. All right. And coming up is another pretty huge skip that people found. It's called the minecart skip. So if you play this game, you know like this section, you need to take the minecart ride and like fight waves of enemies, waste a lot of bullets and time, but if you do it right, you can just jump out of bounds and run your way to the end. Well, for this method, like dropping down from the cart, it only works on the Steam version 60 FPS and only Steam version. If you're playing on console, the 60 FPS on the console version like PS4, PS5, or Xbox One, and you can still do it, but it's done differently. It involves like jumping over the cart at a specific time in a specific spot. It's not as easy. I don't know because I never tried it, so it kind of looks hard to do to me. But yeah, this method only works for the Steam version and 60 FPS. So now this is pretty much just running simulated now to the end. So if we have time, we can have like one donation.
No donations here. Just would invite everybody to take a look at the schedule for the upcoming runs, as well as the incentive for Secret of Mana hand cam.
Now we're back at the surface and we got a key item we need, so we can be on our way. And And here we have the Salazar statue room. This statue just comes to life somehow. This castle really has a lot of amazing things, huh? Like lava rooms, and the statue just come to life. Oh boy, I might get hit. Or not. That was really close. Oh my god. Oh boy, why are you here? That's not normal. He's not supposed to be here, but okay, we'll keep going. Another QTE section. I don't expect the guy to be at the staircase because he usually isn't there. And believe it or not, this QTE section is actually one of the more tricky parts of the game, because apparently they didn't do a very good job porting the game from 30 frames to 60. So for that particular QTE, they expect you to mash literally twice as fast on 60 FPS. Some runners can just, they physically just cannot mash that fast, so that's why we allow the use of macros if you're using it to spam the QTE mash, because honestly that's just a really cheap way to die, like dying to QTEs. That's not even your fault, it's because you physically can't press that fast. So at the elevator section, I'm gonna switch to the mouse and keyboard so that I can aim more faster. So the elevator section, the enemies will jump on the elevator like every once so often, and if there are 2 or more enemies on the elevator will stop. So you have to blow them down or kill them to waste minimal time. There's actually a way to, oh I forgot to mention, the Ditman glitch. You actually lose Ditman glitch if you aim with the striker, but people found that you can actually retain Ditman glitch by using the knife, but I can never get it consistently, so I just don't bother. So I just do it normally. Okay, here's the elevator section. Oh, I'm gonna take that money just in case. And I only have 1 nerf that's a little bit dangerous, but we should be fine. I'm gonna take that first aid. That first aid is actually a bit trickier than it looks, since it's placed very tightly in between a typewriter and a rifle ammo. So if you're not careful, you can either go in the save menu or pick up the rifle ammo by accident. So now we are gonna fight Salazar. We're gonna shoot his eye 3 times, and guess what? A rocket launcher to the face, and he's dead. So the rocket launcher is really broken. Again, it one-shots pretty much everything for 30,000 pesetas, while the other weapons it costs way above that, like the late game weapons or the more powerful guns. And now we are on our way to Island. This is the last room of Castle. I'm gonna pick up the flash and the shotgun shells. And I'm gonna buy another rocket launcher. And now we're at the island, and immediately we're gonna do a out of bounds skip. This skip was also found quite recently. If you climb up at a very specific angle, you can actually skip out of bounds. And if you reach the QT section here, you actually move you back into bounds. So you just skip the entire island fight section. But because people didn't really like, people have been like trying to find ways like where can you glitch out of bounds by jumping down, but we never really thought of climbing up until someday people found that. I'm not sure who, but someone found that, and it also changed the routing quite a bit, I believe. And here we have the Oven Man. I believe if you guys are playing this for the first time, most likely should get scared. I get scared to heck when I was a kid. Like the guy just suddenly like bursts out of the oven. But we just run past him and he dies regardless if he grabs you or not. Because he's in the oven and burning, so. So we're gonna skip the garage doors with the Deadman glitch. So we're gonna time it very specifically. When they throw the dynamite and the door opens, we're just gonna run past. If you're too slow, they throw the dynamite and the door closes. If you're too fast, they don't throw the dynamite and the door still closes. So we have to get that quite precise. And now we see the regenerators. This is probably the most scariest enemy in the game in terms of casual playthrough, but in speedrun wise, they're actually the least scariest enemy of the game because they're slow. And we have Deadman, so we can just run past them. For this one, I'm just gonna do another AI manip. I'm gonna shoot at that wall and... Alright, not good. So, I'm gonna shoot at the wall to bait his aggro a bit, and I can run past him. We're gonna rewrite our keycard and be on our way. We're gonna bait this attack. As you can see, they're really slow, so it's actually not that bad if you're speedrunning the game. We actually don't kill any regen option. I'm not supposed to Deadman there because the enemy will be messed up. We actually only kill one regenerator in the entire run, I believe. And that's because he has a key item. Because the enemies in this room moves in real time, so if you Deadman there, for me at least, if I Deadman there, it will mess up my routing and timing, so I just don't Deadman when entering the room. And Ashley is there, but we have to get the key to open the door, so I'm gonna get a key card. We're gonna equip our rocket launcher. This is the regenerator we will kill. He's like the spiky-ish regenerator, I believe. It's called the Iron Maidens. I'm not sure. And because he has a key card that we need, so that's the only regenerator we will kill. And we'll be on our way back to save Ashley. We're gonna flash the enemies so that they don't bother us. I believe the more fastest threat is doing a no flash threat, where you don't flash and just run past them, but it's really risky. The crossbow enemies can just shoot you. So I'm just gonna flash. And we got Ashley back, and I'm gonna reset checkpoint here, so manipulate the enemies a bit. if you don't reset checkpoint here, there'll be like,
Wait,
I think 2 or 3 extra enemies for some reason. But if you reset checkpoint, they'll be gone. So there'll be less enemies to deal with, and we can just throw a grenade and run past all of them.
Wait.
Storm is gonna activate the switch and run.
What is that thing?
Wait, follow me.
I'm just gonna wait follow me so that I can manipulate Ashley a bit so she can stand on the left side and push the thing. Or Ashley will do like the weird turn where he stand behind Leon a little bit
Wait, follow me.
and then only push the box thing. It loses like probably half a second. And we also did another AI manipulation there to bait the Iron Maiden to come a bit forward or heal bother us when we do the box. Here the Wrecking Ballroom. Please don't hit this. Okay.
Wait.
The Wrecking Ballroom, I'm gonna be doing the what we call the home run strat. Basically just involves me running around and baiting all the enemies. The initial Wrecking Ball swing cutscene actually plays in real time, like the Wrecking Ball swings. The Wrecking Ball swings when you're watching the cutscene, so you actually don't need to skip it. But the enemy will freeze, so it's actually better to not skip it. And I'm just gonna flash to stun all the enemies, and I'm gonna activate it for the third time, and the door will be open, and we'll be good to go.
Wait, follow
I
me.
forgot. So wait for me to bait the regenerator to open the door and blast his leg open, and we can run through.
Wait. Follow me.
We're gonna bait this attack, and we're gonna stutter step. The reason we do stutter step is because if there's an enemy nearby and if Ashley gets too close to that enemy, Ashley will like get scared and be crouched down into a ball. And the only way to undo that is wait, hold up, let me get the first aid. The only way to undo that is getting close to Ashley.
Leave it to me, Leon.
But because we have Deadman, but Ashley doesn't, so if you run too fast, we will be actually too far away from Ashley. So we start a step to stay close to Ashley so she doesn't get stuck. Now for this bulldozer section, it's pretty much a huge auto scroller. I don't know how in Presidential School maybe they will teach you how to drive bulldozers. I don't know why Ashley knows how to drive a bulldozer. I'm pretty sure like just driving like an ordinary truck is hard enough. I don't know. We're gonna gather them up together and show them all at once. And for these enemies, we're actually not gonna kill any of them, like the group of enemies. They ran to the back, like, and I just ran towards the edge of the truck so that I can bait them to not jump up so that they can do the swing animation. The reason we do that because it's kind of the same than with cabin. If the only a maximum amount of enemies can spawn in a room, I believe. So that the guys that ran to the back, they are actually still there, but it's just not visible. So that you can see that only one guy ran out from the hallway. If you killed all the enemies on the second wave, then there will be a lot of guys that run out from the hallway. So that's why I'm not shooting any of the enemies during the second wave, and I'm just letting them like chase against me for nothing. And we have to go down and help reactivate the elevator.
I'm leaving it to you.
gonna bait the first guy's attack and run past it too. And pull the switch and be on our way. Please don't shoot me. Okay, thank you very much. Archers are really random. They can just shoot you whenever they like. Now we're back on the bulldozer. And if the enemies are like standing on top and if you shoot them and they fall, I'm not sure if they have 1 HP or they're just like extremely weak to attacks. But if you shoot them with a striker, they die instantly when they fall. Not sure what will happen if you shoot them with a pistol or like some weaker weapons. I never tried that. Plagas equals bad because Plagas can one-shot Ashley and they do a ton of damage like that. They can be really scary. I just hope I don't die. Okay, very good. As I mentioned, like at the start of the run, this game has a lot of iframes, like in animations, or then yeah, you won't get it. That cutscene of that bulldozer crashing into the wall, that isn't one of them. So like when watching the bulldozer crash into the wall, you can actually still get hit and die. I actually died to the plagas that way because after the animation or mini cutscene, I guess, initiates, you cannot do anything, and you can literally the only thing you can do is just stand there, and there's nothing you can do. I'm gonna take the herb for safety. Whoops. Yeah, because a lot of the actions also deactivates Deadman, so we have to reactivate him a lot. And in some rooms, like the hallway just now, it's just not worth it to Deadman because you have to reactivate him really soon after. And now we are fighting Krauser in a cutscene with QTEs. And this is I think a 3-minute unskippable cutscene, so if you have any donations or host, if you have anything to say, you can. That would be a great time.
I sure do. Empty Null with another $1. Statue Salazar is the best part of the game. Prove me wrong. And thank you again for that donation. And we have a $20 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much, Anonymous. And both of those are going towards the hand cam for Yagamoth's 1-player 2-controllers run. So thank you so much for that. We are on the last day of the marathon. We burst through our first goal of 15,000 yesterday. Let's see how far we can get to that second goal of 20,000. Every little bit helps. No Kid Hungry can provide 10 meals to children using only $1 of donations. They are a charity dedicated to providing meals for children in need, as well as supporting the food banks and community groups that serve the areas hardest hit by the pandemic. They provide emergency grants and expert guidance to schools and local community groups to help feed kids. To decrease food insecurity among children 5 and under, No Kid Hungry launched an early childhood grant program, distributing $3 million in grants to more than 12.
Enough talk. Die, comrade.
Oh, sorry, to more than 120 organizations. These organizations will support 170,000 children, and 4 out of the 5 grantees are active in marginalized communities.
Looks like we have the upper hand here.
You may be able to prolong your life, but it's not like you can escape your inevitable death, is it?
I see Jew Horse in the chat. Shoutouts to my SEA runners. Thank you for the shout out.
Maybe it's about time you told me the reason why you're here.
Yeah, I believe I don't think a lot of Southeast Asian like are into speedrunning this kind of thing. So if you're interested, well, you can pick up a game and start speedrun and start to run it. And now we have the laser room, which involves more QTE dodge.
Speaking of Juhorse, he will be joining us, doing hit runs for us afterwards, including WarioWare smooth moves, including all the cutscenes.
Oh.
And followed by that, we will have Bishi Bashi Special 2.
That's awesome. I can't. My camera doesn't show my feet. Yeah, this is a fun little Easter egg that you can sit on a chair. I can't. It doesn't show my feet. But if you sit on a chair, it gives you a angle on a treasure that's hidden on top. But yeah, there's no time for resting. We're on a speedrun. We gotta move. So the upcoming boss fight is the U3 fight. The first section of the fight, where in the cage, there's no way for you to kill him. You can only defeat or like kill him at this second section. So we're just gonna run past him and activate the switches so we can get out of here and move to the second part. Oh, this is bad. I'm gonna reset because in professional, at this point the game would expect you to already have your health upgraded, but since we never did that, so pretty much everything will kill you in one hit. Especially I'm not full health right now, so even though I'm in green health, but I will definitely die in one hit. So if I get grabbed by bosses or whatever, I'm just gonna reset checkpoint. Hit the 2 switches, and we're gonna do a movement manipulation so that we can skip pressing the QTE, because initiating the dodge actually resets your hitman, so if possible we're just gonna skip all the QTEs. And we are just gonna throw a grenade through the wall to blow the switch behind the wall, because physics, yes. The switch was behind the wall the normal way. You are supposed to go through the passageway here and activate the switch there. But yeah, apparently physics allows you to throw stuff through the wall. And the U3 also doesn't die to the rocket launcher in a single hit. It needs an additional knife hit to kill. Which it doesn't really matter anyway, it's not that big of a deal. And coming up, we are gonna fight the we are gonna fight our past comrade slash teammate, I guess, Krauser. For more backstory between like Leon and Krauser and how they know each other, they actually have a game about it on the Wii and PS3. I forgot which one is the Dark Side Chronicles or the Umbrella Chronicles, but it's one of these games. So if you're interested to know more about the backstory between Leon and Krauser, you can refer to that game. But I honestly can't remember which one. It's either the Umbrella Chronicles or the Dark Side Chronicles. And we're gonna buy the Killer 7, the Magnum. And we're gonna proceed to fight Krauser. Oops, I did that properly. I'm gonna switch to the keyboard and mouse because I need to hit a precise shot. You need to hit him twice to make him come down. And after he comes down, you shoot him one more time, then he should end the fight. Oh, I didn't get it, but that's fine. So if he flashes and if you time the door opening with the flash, you can actually not get stunned. But I kind of kicked open the door a little bit early, so I still get flash. That's fine. It's Dark Side. Alright, thank you for the clarification because I have not played these two games in a very long time, so I don't remember which one. So now we're gonna use the Deadman glitch to push the statue. As you can see, the Deadman glitch like affects your pushing speed as well, and because you are so fast, you literally went through the statue. Because physics, right? Now we're gonna be on our way, and we are not going to respawn the browser because it's slower. And I'm gonna run up the stairs and ready to fight him.
Prepare for your death, Leon.
And for some reason, Krauser is really weak to the knife. The knife does like magnum damage to Krauser, so we are just gonna knife him to death. I don't know why, but yeah, Krauser is really weak to the knife, in both Leon and Ada routes, and he's dead. And now we're gonna use the 3 key pieces we collected and open the door and be on our way. Now we're at the military room. This is the most, probably the most chaotic part of the game and the loudest part of the game, where like everything just wants you dead, like miniguns, rocket launchers, crossbows, pretty much everything. We're gonna wait for the minigun to finish shooting and climb up the ladder. Please don't hit me. Alright, thank you very much. I'm gonna shoot this door open. And we're gonna Deadman again and continue running. We're gonna do a very specific maneuver to not get hit. Jump down and activate the door switch, and we are good. So now if you reset checkpoint here, all the enemy despawns. And then the second part of military room, you actually have to go fast, which sounds ironic again. But if you go slow, then the enemies and the guns will get locked onto you, and you have a really much harder time of completing the room. And as well as the game might crash if you are too slow. Oh boy, you are not supposed to be in front of me. This is really bad. Usually that guy wasn't in front of me, but that's fine I guess. Oh, I probably need the Magnum again because the rocket launcher guy is pointing at me. Alright, there we go. If you don't get rid of the rocket launcher guy, he will shoot you and you don't want that. And let's see, we're good. That door is the infamous door of doom. By going past that door, there is actually a chance that your game will crash, and until today we do not know why. But I think we found out like recently that if you go faster, there's less likely for the game to crash. So that's why we say we want to go fast in that room. I'm gonna heal so that I don't die in one hit. At this point, if you're playing on professional and your health is not upgraded yet, if you're not full health, you die in one hit. I'm probably gonna take the Magnum ammo for safety in case I mess up a lot. I'm gonna take the red herb as well. Oops, I meant to switch to the flash. And this is the war room. This is the final dangerous room. After this room, pretty much everything is free. So I'm gonna do some very movement specific stuff. Oh, I blew the barrel by accident. That is not what I meant to do. Well, that's fine. The door is still open though. Alright. Because usually I would just shoot the guy. Oh, that guy, he decided to hit me. Oh boy. I should be fine. Let's hope there's not anyone there. Alright, there's no one here. That's great. That's great. So if you mess up your beginning movement of the room, there can actually be a lot of guys at the bottom, like when you jump down the ladder. That is not good. You do not want that. And we're out of here. And we got Ashley back. How nice is that? And we're gonna do another AI manipulation with a wait follow, and they decide to hit us, and we are on our way. So for that particular cutscene, if you don't let that cutscene play out, like if the door doesn't open and you just skip it, Ashley will get stuck between the enemies for some reason. So it's best to like wait until the door opens and then you skip the cutscene. And now here's the final boss fight. But it's really easy. You shoot his leg, Magnum, you shoot his eye once, and guess what? Rocket launcher. And this will trigger the cutscene where Ada drops you the special rocket launcher. Also, fun fact: the special rocket launcher actually, the hitbox is really wide. You can just like randomly shoot, and as long as you are firing in the general direction, you can still hit him. Just don't go too far off. You don't actually have to shoot at him. The cutscene will still play. And that's pretty much it for Resident Evil 4 New Game Pro. That's the final boss done. Now all we gotta do is just get out of this place. And we're just not gonna worry about Ashley because we have a checkpoint here. If you reset checkpoint, Ashley gets teleported back here. And most famous glitch, let's go Ashley, we gotta go. Yeet! That is the probably like the most infamous glitch in the game, the jet ski glitch. Yeah, that's the pretty much the end of the run. Well, not really, because the jet ski, if you crash onto something, you die. If you miss a ramp, you die. And time is coming up really soon. And time. So that's it for the main game, or new game to be more specific, because there's a new game plus category where you can use the special weapons to start the game and run it with I wouldn't say necessarily it's easier, but you get a lot of
Just
the
go home.
OP
Sounds
weapons, so
great
it's
idea.
less
Mission accomplished.
RNG than new
Right,
game.
Leon?
Not quite. I still
So
have to
yeah,
get you home
coming
safe.
up we have another short Resident Evil 4 run that
So,
is Assignment
after you
Ada,
take me back to my place,
and we'll get to
why
that in a
don't we
bit.
do some overtime?
GG's.
Sorry.
Oh, I skipped the cutscene. That's fine. I just fat fingered it and I skipped the cutscene
We
by
can
accident.
jump right into the assignment Ada run. Whenever you're ready, if you want to take a quick break, that's all right too.
I think we can jump straight into it. Let's see what my final in-game time is.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. Do you have any donations to read, like in between the category switch? 140. Not a bad
Not
time.
at this moment, but I would invite everyone to go and take a look at !donate. Take a close look at the incentive tracker and see that we're just over halfway there to Yagamoth's hand cam for the 1 player 2 controller Secret of Mana run for later today.
Right, so coming up we have another run, which is Assignment Ada. This happens at a alternate universe, I believe. Like the story of Assignment Ada has nothing to do with the main game or separate ways at all. It's just Ada infiltrating the island and retrieving the Plaga samples. For this run, it's a lot more movement based compared to the main game. So start in 3, 2, 1, go. Assignment Ada is a really short run. If nothing goes wrong, it can be done in under 5 minutes. But we'll see, because RNG is a thing that's much worse on Assignment Ada. And this Assignment Ada run pretty much consists of 95% movement and 5% execution. You're gonna see me like running past every single enemy. That enemy just gave me a bad pattern, but luckily I didn't get grabbed. He's supposed to turn around slowly, not instantly. We're gonna run up the stairs, and we're good. Also, the difficulty adjustment for Assignment Ada is a lot lower than Professional in the main game. So you can see me like run past the enemies like a lot easier. Well, not a lot easier, but you'll see like the enemies will track you a lot less hard. They won't track you as hard, and you can run past them like pretty much just like that. While in Professional, like main game, you can pretty much never do that. And we can do the camera manipulations, just let the crossbow guy to not shoot at us. Because the DA for Assignment Ada isn't high enough, so crossbows or like the JJ, the big minigun guy, they actually cannot shoot at you when you're not looking at them, just because your difficulty isn't high enough. We're gonna run past this guy. Nice run. I'm gonna take the first Plagas. Dodge that attack and oh, and we run past that. Nice. And we're on our way to the second Plagas. I'm gonna take the green hurt just for safety. It might seem familiar, like this place, because they literally reused like the same area from the main game. Oh, I'm gonna reset that. I kind of messed up. I need to stand behind it. Yep. Oh, you point at me. Okay. And then you can just run past the crossbows and the JJ guy. You can hear JJ like revving up the minigun, but he's not shooting at us because he's not allowed to, because the difficulty isn't high enough. And we're gonna stop the grenade. And we're gonna take the grenade here and throw a grenade in the room. Hopefully I get it. This grenade is really weird to throw, like the angle can be really awkward somehow. Sometimes it would look like the grenade would hit, but it won't hit, it will miss everything. I don't know why. And this room, the JJ room, it's just the guy at the bottom of the stairs. Let's hope he cooperates. Oh, he does, okay. That's very good. Because that guy can just swing early and mess you up whenever he feels like it. So that is actually very good RNG. And after we kill JJ, we're gonna run down and shoot these guys so that they won't bother us and be on our way. And this is the 4th Plagas. Whoops. Oh boy. No, I'm good. And now we are gonna retrieve the 5th Plagas and it's on Krauser, and we're gonna fight Krauser again. And guess how we're gonna do it? We're gonna use a knife again. Oh, and we got it first try. Cool. That is really great. I actually got it first try. The knifing part is actually a lot trickier than it seems. If your knife is hit by accident, he will stagger, so it's actually a lot trickier than it seems to like just knife his leg. And time will be coming up in about like 3 seconds, and time. So yeah, Assignment Ada is a really short category. If you play it casually, I believe you can do it in like 30 minutes, probably. So yeah, that's it for my Resident Evil 4 run. And shout out to the RE4 speedrun community. They really like provided me a lot of help when I first started to learn the game. So if you guys have like any interest in running this game, do be sure to check out the RE4 speedrun Discord. You can find the link on speedrun.com. Just go to the Resident Evil 4 boards, or if I stream on Twitch. Well, I don't have a schedule. You can follow me at twitch.tv/JoeKoh27. I usually do Resident Evil 4 runs. I might do other things. I don't know. So, is there any more donations or anything else the host would like to say? Make no so much faster than estimate. Yeah, I put my estimate pretty high up because of RNG factors. If the RNG decides to do it, they can mess you up really hard. So that's why I have my estimate up really high. So, host, you can have it. Which version was it? This is the Steam version, or probably some people would know it as the Ultimate HD version. and I'm playing on 60 frames per second.